Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're bearing witness live with Salem-News Journal. We're down here at the hub on the corner of Market and Broadway. This is a bike shop with a bit of a twist. And this is Kirk Siebert. How you doing, Kirk?
I'm doing well, thanks.
And you're the director of this?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why don't you give us just a little background? How did the hub
begin?
Yeah.
So the hub began in response to a community need. We originally were just a small outreach based in a church basement, and we were trying to help members of the neighborhood community who had some barriers to employment, were working shifts when the buses weren't running. And so I'd been in the bike business years past and mentioned the idea of collecting and refurbishing some bicycles and getting lights and locks and just getting them a commuter package so they could commute to work at night and on weekends. And it was just a real game changer for the first couple people that we got bikes. So we started to develop a program, and our first partner actually was just up the street at the time, Demunis, the Parolee Resource Center. So again, folks with barriers to employment, oftentimes they needed alternative transportation to seek employment broadly, commute to work, etc. So we kind of grew from that and then just addressed the transportation barriers of a lot of people. So the homeless community, no and low income, we work with refugee resettlement. There's a lot of folks that can benefit from having a bicycle for mobility.
So if you need some quick transportation and maybe your funds are a little low, mm-hmm. Come down here and you guys can help out.
Yeah. So we actually have sort of something for everybody. The idea is no income. That's how we started. Folks can come in and we can get them a bicycle commuter package to the extent people are able, and it's a constructive use of their time. We also involve them in that reclamation process, so they contribute a little bit of time, and then we help them refurbish their own bike so they understand, how to maintain.
A little sweat equity.
A little sweat equity, yeah.
Okay.
And then we have income-based sales. So maybe someone's got a steady job, but limited funds. Anyone that qualifies for social services, EBT or OHP, disability, we have a 30% discount for them. We have discounts for agencies that work with folks that maybe could benefit from our services as well. And then we also do job training and vocational rehab here. So giving away bicycles, distributing them at no and low cost. And also training people with some employment barriers. It takes money, so we do sell bikes to the general public as well, and that kind of keeps the lights on and funds our programming.
It's a great business model. Do you do any bike repairs for the general public?
We do a lot of bike repairs for the general public.
And once again, that just helps facilitate your nonprofit work.
Uh-huh.
And you are a 501c3.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Now, what got me here today was a press release from the Marion County Sheriff's Office that they brought down basically a truckload of bicycles, right?
Correct. Uh-huh.
And then I was talking with Sergeant Landers, the public information officer for Marion County Sheriff's Office, and he told me that you guys are, he believes that you're a valuable need for the community, and he says that the Sheriff's Office has had experience with you guys where you've showed up to community events and donated your time and your services. For example, an event that was leading up to the school year,
right.
And you got some kids geared up with bicycles, and if they had a bike, you helped them make sure the tire pressures were right and made repairs and performed some safety classes.
Correct. We usually do that in collaboration with members of the Salem Bicycle Club and then the Salem Police Department, sometimes the fire department as well. But we've done we do a lot of outreach events, particularly at Title I schools, mostly in the neighborhood, but beyond as well. We've been in Jervis, Woodburn, Almsville, a number of communities. Usually our focus is, ensuring that kids have an operable bike that's safe to ride, that they understand how it works. Kids that don't have a bike, we distribute bikes in those situations. Assist with helmets when we can and fit helmets as well. So that's a type of outreach that we do a fair bit of, especially spring and summertime.
Okay, and if the community wants a bicycle or wants to help out, tell us a little bit about what they would need to know, where to come, things like that.
So if you want a bicycle, again, regardless of your situation, no income, low income, and any income, our patrons certainly enable us to continue doing what we're doing. Also, bike donations. We got, as you said, a big donation today from the county, from the police department, and the vast majority, generally, of our bicycles, though, actually just come from private donors. Bikes that are gathering dust in the garage that could serve a better purpose, being given and fixed up for somebody else.
You mentioned that when you can, you supply bicycle helmets to the kids. It occurs to me that maybe that's a way that people in the public, if they just wanted to pop into the Walmart and buy 5 helmets and drop them off, and
that's a possibility. Also, if people want to designate funds for a particular cause or purpose, we've actually had a couple of grants just come through recently from Salem Rotary Club and another Rotary Club is kind of working with us as well to help out with that. So yeah, we get a lot of assistance. We lease the building from Salem Alliance, and they've helped us with funds for refugee resettlement purposes as well, just to kind of cover the costs of really truly accessorizing people with all the things. We can refurbish the bicycles, but it gets pretty costly to buy all of the things that they then need to go commute well and legally and safely day in and day out.
So if somebody wanted to donate some helmets but make it easy on themselves, they could bring a $20 or a $50 bill down and just earmark that for helmets.
You can earmark it, and we just put it into a credit and into an account that's designated for that specific purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we've had support from Salem-Kaiser Schools. A group helped us out, and we settled on that simply because we have wholesale accounts and can buy quality helmets for less than you go buy it at the store. So it's a better use of funds, which is why I kind of suggest just earmarking
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah. That's a more efficient use of.
More efficient use.
Okay. So to wrap it up, what would you like to say to the public while you've got the chance?
Well, we've been here. This is actually our 5th year here, so thanks to Salem-Kaiser and the surrounding community for making this a possibility. The patronage of our community, the generosity of our donors, not just monetary donors, although of course they play a very important role in our continuation and growth, but also just the folks that go out of their way to bring down some bicycles that they know could serve a better use than perhaps they're having right now. So yeah, to everybody that's come in, that's purchased goods, that's contributed their time, their money, their unused bicycles, etc. I mean, all of those things are essential to our continuation and growth and service.
We didn't talk about that at all, but if somebody wants to help out, and they don't have any money, they can come down and donate some time.
You can donate
help
time
recondition.
Well. Yeah. Usually, I tell volunteers it takes usually a small shift or two to kind of get your lay of the land. Sometimes it can be a little disorienting because there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But anybody, certainly with mechanical experience and prowess, is able to jump into that side of things.
Sure.
But we can certainly use
the floors
skills from other things.
The floors need swept,
other
right?
expertise. And then we do also do some repair education classes as well.
Okay.
So certainly anybody that's interested and has the time, long-term volunteers, we want to train them up so they receive something from us and gain some knowledge, and then they're going to be more effective.
They
more
can continue to give back to the community through the bike world.
Correct.
Okay.
And there's a lot of the folks, as I said, we work with folks oftentimes in difficult life transitions. So having committed volunteers who have life experience and insight, who can be just a stable presence, a mentor. That also actually is a really, I think, powerful thing, and sort of helping people who are really, by and large, the folks that come in here, they're really motivated. They're here because they're trying to, get back on their feet, move forward, perhaps overcome, some challenges, some mistakes, or, just bad
circumstances.
Bad circumstances, exactly.
That reminds me, I wanted to talk a little bit about a specific individual that many of the viewers and subscribers can relate to, and that would be Montana. He was the gentleman that was struck by a couple of fleeing shoplifters in the Rite Aid parking lot over here some weeks back, and he's a homeless gentleman and down on his luck, and when he got out of the hospital, of course, his bicycle was totaled, and he spent a couple weeks in the hospital, and it's my understanding that when he got out and didn't have any transportation, he came down here and you guys fixed him up with a bicycle.
That's correct. We'd actually, he'd been in before, so he kind of knew where to find us, and what was available. So so we worked with him. He
didn't have to go anywhere else. He just came to you guys, and off he rode on a reconditioned bicycle.
Reconditioned, yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your contact information. First of all, you're at the corner of Market and Broadway.
Market and Broadway, yeah.
And what about a website and email addresses and stuff like that?
Yeah, so our website's just thenorthwesthub.org.
Okay.
And then that has more information about our programming and some, reporting on kind of what we do in a little more detail. And then we're on Facebook, of course. And our contact information, phone number, and email is there as well.
Okay.
So you can also contact us through the website. In fact, we mentioned bicycle safety rodeos and helmet distribution. We do get a lot of requests to assist with events, which is great. But sometimes there's overlap or commitments already. We actually have a schedule there, so folks can kind of see what dates are available, and then you can just make a request online. Hey, would you be willing to help repair bikes at this event, and the date and so forth, and that just makes it a little easier to navigate.
If somebody wanted to give you a call concerning buying a bicycle, or maybe hiring you to repair the bicycle they have, is there a phone number they can call?
Yeah, there's a phone number. Yeah.
Can you give us that?
503-584-1052.
Okay, great. And just to wrap it up, what would you wrap it up with to say to the public?
Well, like I said, year 5, this was we started here, as I said, we grew out of an outreach ministry in a small church basement just down the street on Cottage and D, and this was a big step. And again, we had the patronage, the help of Mountain West and Salem Leadership Foundation to at least just get us in this building and get us started. But from there, we didn't have staff, we didn't have money, we didn't have much, and Salem's actually been behind us sufficiently to grow to this point, and the programming, I think, continues to grow in scale, but most importantly in its effectiveness and the quality of what we do and the results in people's lives. So yeah, we thank you, Salem, for your generosity and continued support.
Great. Some of the best things start in a church basement.
Start small, yeah.
Well, thank you for your time, Kurt. We'll let you get back to work.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.